building Abyssal Mask. As long as you're not dying before you can build the magic resist, you can start controlling that lane. And additionally, we talk a lot about why Ryze can particularly be good in pro play. It's for the reliability. In a bottom lane, they can do that, and then they haven't built the items to reach that arms race. So they're, in a sense, going to have to use that health advantage from the Dorn Shield to try and get that going. But Fenerbahce going for an invade, trying to shake things up.
They feel they need to make something happen early if they can get the upper hand here. Glitter lands through the entire team. MLXG flashing forward. Already took damage from before. One more shot. First blood gonna come in. It goes to Crash on his jungle Nidalee.
What a smart...
To what's happening now, this bottom lane is performing way above the expectations. Looking at the CSDs in the group stage as they go for another game.
Rosen makes his way down. Remember, Cleanse is still there if he wants to bait it in for Crash. Has to try and get it below the minions. They could still get the kill. Crash comes up with another one. Xiaohu standing tall to see if he can get the bounce for the kill, but it's not going to be enough damage. He's just doing what he can. However, Japone now coming into mid lane as Ming enters the fight as well.
That's another one.
Spear is hitting left and right, but I don't know if he's got enough for the dive. They back off of this. Also, always like to take a look at what item of the Ardent Sensor comes first. Actually, focused quite quickly after for Ming was that idol, but he did get the Aether Wisp first. A little bit of movement speed. But he gets that shield power back in. Ming coming through. Remember, there's a flash and the cleanse now for Frozen, but he is going down fast. They finally answer back in the mid lane.
Yeah, from the looks of it, RNG really want to get Xiaohu going, and now that they have cleanse down, they're going to continue to try and play through this mid lane. Crash trying to defend the turret. There's the flash.
A little too close for comfort. MLXG over the wall, and it's Xiaohu going to be storm surging through. With the damage, a kill onto Crash. He has 2 kills, but now goes down. Fight onto Uzi. Beautiful shield and heal from Ming.
And time in mid to make sure Frozen can't just freely leave that lane over and over. He's kind of stuck there dealing with the Ryze every single time. And MLXG is down here in the bottom lane now, trying to maybe bait Fenerbahce to hit the tower and then try and go for a play.
Yeah, 3's a crowd for sure on that bot lane play. Crash is going to actually find Xiaohu. So bot lane should know the rotation of mid means there is something bad coming down to the bot lane. 1907 Fenerbahce may not be able to make it out in time. A flash from Japone. He says Wild goes forward to help the team disengage, and he does just that. Beautiful in by Thraldrin. He is in the middle of the fight, but is it too far forward? As Letme's trying to get a bite out of Crime. Gets it with the vorpal spikes to finish the kill. And now they're going to try to pick up a few more. Finally getting something out of that. RNG could open up the game.
Yeah, essentially trying to counter. They have the Realm Warp that has not been utilized, and you can pull off a bunch of stuff, moving from top turret to Baron to really change the state of the game. They're going to use it to try and kill Frozen.
Flash and flash. There is the Realm Warp. They use it. Frozen goes down, and Uzi gets on the board with a kill. Oh, Japone gonna get chomped down here. Wild Growth is there.
Pretty low.
Use it to stuff himself up. Oh, the shot coming in. Uzi's gonna get himself another one very fast, and this is that second tier.
Yeah.
They need to start pushing.
And Patton has opted to try and race mid lane. He might be able to trade a turret, but losing control of this side of the map endangers Baron even more, because this is exactly the range from about where Xiaohu is now.
Then Patton is in a good position to join a potential fight, but that didn't happen. Bot lane right now, Thraldrin is potentially overextended.
No flash. Just gotta get the knockout.
This is the Bramble Smash on Letme, which means he's silenced. He's knocked up from the Rupture. He tries to keep him in range long enough, but Letme...
Then Patton is in a good position to join a potential fight, but that didn't happen. Bot lane right now, Thraldrin is potentially overextended.
No flash. Just gotta get the knockout.
This is the Bramble Smash on Letme, which means he's silenced. He's knocked up from the Rupture. He tries to keep him in range long enough, but Letme is basically healing under the damage of 1907 Fenerbahce.
Twice now where RNG, instead of playing around the Baron itself, are finding 2 members in the side lanes trying to push out the lanes.
Yep. It's almost a fake out where 1907 Bache is saying we have to get the lanes pushing so they can't go to the objectives, but when RNG could just take the objectives, they're going for the kills instead and going for turrets.
And you call for those Ryze ultis. We just saw 2 of them, 1 top lane, now 1 bot lane, bring in more members. They're getting more!
That's big. Letme just tanking Crash low. Wild Growth is on. That means Patton doesn't have the save, but he's still trying to step forward. Always seeing Patton trying to make the move, but they may be too far behind now. The second tier going down, finds himself back to the back line, but still, they can't find the damage necessary to slow down RNG.
Yeah, clutch rocket jump there by Patton to time it with the knock-up of Rek'Sai and not have that turn into a disaster with 2 lost inhibitors, but they still lost Crash, they've lost the turret, and now RNG, knowing the enemy jungler is down and their Cho'Gath's feast is up, are going straight for Baron.
Frozen is alive. He's done this before. The Cinder combo will deal more damage than a smite. But as you said, Jet, not more than feast and
Too long, and then they find their fight.
Yeah, generally not a good call to try and defend that outer turret 4 versus 5 this late into the game, and they get punished for it.
very quickly though, this game just like suddenly went heavily in favor of RNG. It was actually stalling out, and there were a chance Fenerbahce was getting back in the game, but after the kill in top and then now the kill in the bot lane, it feels like RNG have just taken full control over everything, and they will push already for this bot lane tower. If top is still dead.
Kind of looked at what 1907 Fenerbahce would have problems with, and it was that snap judgment macro. As soon as it happened, if things weren't going even throughout the game, if they weren't the one to be on the top side of that judgment, that snap judgment, then they would fall behind and have trouble getting back
the escape.
in. Beautifully done by Shia. Have to back off and get the heal in for Frozen before that minion wave gets there.
And we just saw Pat get a few hits on Let Me right there. It barely did anything to the Cho'Gath, and this is the kind of problem for Fenerbahce. They gotta kill Let Me fast so they can actually get further on and get to the backline of RNG, but this Cho'Gath will just not die.
I mean, Thalder will, he's way ahead of the team. Oh, they're on Uzi!
They're on Uzi. Uzi gets that cleanse. That's the unleashed power. He stays alive. The shields come through.
Gotta heal.
Stays alive from the bomb as well. RNG, however, have to pull back. Padden has the damage. Padden could have a whimsy. They were kind of considering it. He's like, no, heal me. Do it. That bomb's going off. And they are on the same page all across the board right now. Terrifying to see that come through. Crash could be the first one going down here, as that is what RNG is doing right into the front side of the base for 1907 Fenerbahce. 8-2 here, 37.5 minutes in with a 10,000 gold lead. It's just 5 members of 1907 Fenerbahce that stand between RNG and the Nexus now.
Mortal Reminder is now ready for Patton here. He will get the heal from Crash as well to further buff his attack speed. There will be the Lulu Arc sensor, but he needs to have time to actually hit someone. RNG, more than happy just dancing in and out of these team
for the
fights.
minions.
Yeah, with 3 inhibitors down, it's double super minions in every single wave, so they can most likely push through this even without the Baron. They're just going to hit the turrets and force 1907 Bachi to fight. And if they don't fight him, the Nexus is going to die.
Let Me tanking, but not for long. The turrets even faster. Crash goes down. A few shots from Uzi. Uzi staying alive. Scat of the week goes down right at the end by Frozen. They may have to back up. Nature's grabs come through. A few hugs here for RNG, and they should be able to drop Let Me. He may even say, I'm going down for the team. But wait, they stay. MLXG on the side. Xiaohu on the right, trying to spit in the damage from the machine gun mage, and they are able to tear down 1907 Fenerbahce, where they stand in their base. A 13-3 scoreline, and the Nexus for RNG as they start off their 2017 Worlds run with a victory.
38 minutes, 42 seconds. You may say it took them too long.